I signed 4 months ago.
Yeah.
I've been a doctor, it's a bit sort of putting your life on the line. I've been a business doctor for 4 weeks. So it's a bit like rehab this, isn't it?
So Michael's just going to tell you a little bit about what the experience he had, the journey he went through from In Touch to Business Doctors.
Good evening. It's interesting sat here listening to the guys because I've learned quite a lot myself this evening. And there's an element of, actually, do I tick all those 7 boxes myself? But hopefully I do. 12 months ago I joined In Touch because I wanted to get into non-exec because I'd done the corporate world, I'd run my own business, and I had a network of businesses that I worked with that was in London, Manchester and Edinburgh, because that's where my network was. I live in Nottingham, so that's quite a stretch in terms of travel, and I wanted to do things that were a bit closer to home, so I joined In Touch to try and get onto the NED scene, thinking that that would be, you know, where I could use my skills. That was pretty tough. Breaking into the NED world isn't that easy. You might think you've got lots of skills and you've got a network, but getting into that was something I found really difficult. So Business Doctors came across my desk, and it was around sort of January, February, and I was thinking, right, what am I going to do this year? I'd got one bit of work. I work with Salford University, I work with their CPD, Business SPD. So I had that bit of work on the side, but nothing else. So do I set myself up? If I'm going to set myself up a bit closer to home, how do I do that? What are the things I need to do to take my experience into that SME world? Because where I'd worked with them, I'd enjoyed working with those small businesses, adding value in a way that things they were really good at. I talk about small businesses being great at the widgets, and actually they get to a point in their life where just being good at the widgets isn't good itself anymore, because they've got people to manage or they've got loans to service, and they get to this point where they need some other help. And I enjoyed that, but doing that around the country, I wanted to do it closer to home. So Business Doctors came across my desk, and I sort of thought, actually, what does that mean? And I looked into it. Everybody's talked about the due diligence. I think we're all a bit wary of Rod and Matt. Then we met them. But yeah, I mean, the values they had resonated with me, and I could have a patch on my own area in Nottingham, which meant I could be closer to home. That's why I'm here on a Tuesday night in Manchester, obviously. But the bit was, setting up on my own was fine, but setting up with the backup of these guys, with the experience. If you're setting up your own business, you've got to set a website up, tick and done. You've got to set up all the pieces that build, whether it's the marketing collateral, whether it's the support network, what's paperwork am I going to use, all the stuff that, you know, any business needs, and I didn't have that. So they did, and then they had these guys, and certainly Kevin and Graham. I've not met Andy before. Andy and I have met, we've talked a couple of times, but met him for the first time tonight. But Kevin and Graham have taken me through the journey that gets me to here today. So the first thing they do is they say, right, you've signed your life away, you've paid us the money, we're now going to take you for 5 days to St Helens. Exactly. Now, there was a sweepstake in my local pub as to whether I would last 5 days in St Helens, because you know, sitting in a room, and these two had to put up with me most of that, but sat in that room was actually quite daunting, because it's not, you know, the last time I'd sat on a 5-day training course was probably about 25 years ago when I started in the brewery. So going through that induction felt really uncomfortable, but actually it was really, it was great, because what I talk to customers about is taking time to look at yourself, look at the business. That's what we did for 5 days. We looked at what I wanted to do, how I wanted to do it, how I was advised to do it, what are the things that business doctors have done, you know, the mistakes they've made, the successes they've had, and build that into me. And has allowed me to go out with confidence to speak with clients and to find a network in my location, which I didn't have, and already in 3 weeks building a really good network of people that hopefully, because, you know, 3 to 6 months before I get my clients, but hopefully over the next 3 to 6 months, that will deliver an income.